ready to go.
My name is Christine. I'm going to be your game driver during our safari. Small children are more than
I'll stay seated.
Make sure everybody stays on their bottoms at all times. Absolutely no during our safari. And that means no standing on the bed in one lap. And please, please, please do not hold your children up in the air. You'll also want to have to say if it hasn't happened. I do need to ask that you also keep your arms and hands inside the vehicle. I drive by bushes and some of those bushes have really big thorns on them. It's just best to keep your arms and hands inside the vehicle at all times. If you're taking photos or videos, you can change the setting of the camera. You might want to put your camera on an action or sport setting. The roads to the reserve do tend to get a little bumpy. That action or sports setting should help keep your photos from coming out blurry. And please hold on tight to cameras and cell phones. I cannot stop for anything.
Hey, Dee and Miguel. We're on a safari now.
As we go along, tell you things about them as well. The reserve itself will walk right on up to us. So make sure you keep those cameras at the ready at all times. Now we're going to enter the reserve at first. Very hard as they.
Oh, it's all the way back
Over
there.
to our far right-hand side, I've got a large dark brown animal with white stripes. Okapi are the forest cousin of the giraffe. Very shy and elusive, Okapi were not discovered by the Western world.
The Okapi is my
about
favorite one.
1901. Unusually late for such a large animal. Speaking of large animals, sometimes when I drive through this part of the
Happy
reserve,
Halloween,
I get to
everyone.
see black rhinoceros. And I know they look like an indestructible animal, but they've been hit really hard by poaching. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in all the world today. It can make them rather difficult to find. On the hillside, I've got a couple of called greater coot second top. Now those are the girl. The boys also grow beautiful spiral-shaped horns. Back over to the left, I've got a black rhinoceros laying in front of that giant pile of rocks back there. I got a second one coming up, but this first one's the much one that's easier to see. There's good news for black rhinos. Conservationists are working together with local people to monitor black rhino populations, assist in the emergency vet care, and rehabilitation of black rhinos as needed. That way, if they survive an encounter with a poacher, there's a greater chance they'll make a full recovery. Got another kudu coming up on our left. Looks like she's hanging out with some bongo. Reddish brown colored antelope, white stripes to our left are called bongo. Nicknamed the ghost of the forest. They tend to be shy and rarely seen.
Oh, they're back there
These guys are very
too.
used to our vehicles. And then there's that kudu. And then we're going to make our way over to the Safi River next. There we'll be on the lookout for hippos and crocodiles. Hippos can be a bit tricky to see during the daytime, and that's because they spend much of that time in the water, sleeping.
Same.
Except for a couple of hippos coming up on the right. They're sleeping, they're just not in the water. Now, hippos are nocturnal. They tend to be their most... That's when they usually come out of the water to graze on plants along the shoreline.
Oh, I see them now. They're cute.
They do this. You just want to rub their belly.
Yeah, I do.
Until you know they're males, and then you're like, maybe not. Yeah. So I've got hippos out of the water to the right, hippos in the water to the left, able to hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. Hippos are pretty good swimmers, but most of the time they just walk along the bottom of the river. Also to the left, you'll see some pink.
The smelliest part of the safari.
During their breeding season, their backs will turn pink. On the island, you can see several pelicans are sitting on nests right now. And then we've got a hippo swimming around for you.
Hi,
This is
hippo.
one of the girls.
So cute.
Now, out of the water, hippos are equally mobile. They can run at about 20 miles an hour and turn on a dime. Got a baby hippo taking a nap
there's
on the
people
island
up here.
to our left. He's about 10
Where's the
months
baby?
old. He already weighs about 700 pounds, but
There's
he won't
the
be fully grown
baby.
till he's closer to 4 years old. And then he'll tip the scales at more than 4,000 pounds.
Oh my god!
He's got a long ways to go.
Oh my god!
Coming up
So
on our left,
cute.
we've got Nile crocodile. Just make sure everybody stays seated for me, please. Nile crocodile can grow up to 20 feet in length, weigh as much as 500 pounds, and get the Nile part of their name because they were discovered in the Nile River. But you will find them. in
Okay,
just
guys,
about
wasn't
any
that
pond
baby
in the water
really
in
cute?
Africa.
It was like the most adorable thing.
We are now heading to the Savannah grassland system
Yay.
of the reserve. This is where we should see the greatest concentration of animals. On our way there, I want to show you my favorite kind of tree that you'll see here in Africa.
The
Known as
baobab
baobab,
tree.
or the upside down tree. I've got a really nice looking one coming up on the right, and you'll see more of these trees scattered throughout the savannah. Baobab trees do remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. And during the rainy season, not only do they grow leaves, but they also produce a citrus tasting fruit that the locals will use to make something similar to lemonade.
Yummy.
Maybe we'll get some of that.
I'm already starting to see movement on the savannah up ahead, including springbok, giraffe, wildebeest, and eland. I should be able to get you a pretty good view of just about everybody. Now we're going to start with the springbok first. They're going to be at the bottom of the hill on our right, near that big pile of logs that you see. They're the wee, tiny, tan, black, and white gazelles enjoying the shade over there to the right.
Yeah, they're over there.
Now that's fully grown for a springbok. They typically only weigh about 70 to 100 pounds. They get the spring part of their name because they can leap 10 feet in the air to get away from a predator. They can
Well,
also
Arjans, you
run
would
at
know, right?
50 miles an hour. Springbok may be little, but they're extremely athletic animals. Now I see eland, giraffe, and my favorite animals, the Ankole cattle up ahead. I should be able to
I
get
see
you
the
nice and close.
giraffes.
Anybody see the baby giraffe yet? Up ahead on our right. Yep, she's standing right behind her mom. She's about 4 months old now.
Oh my
We're gonna get
gosh.
closer, don't worry. Now she'll be a baby till she's almost a year old. That's usually when they stop nursing from mom. Then she'll be the giraffe equivalent to a teenager for a couple of years. Girl giraffe are fully grown by the time they're about 3 years old. It takes the boys
Could
until
you
they're
just hold
almost
this?
4 years old
Thanks.
because the boys do get quite a bit larger
Won't I
than the
get it?
girls. She is the cutest thing ever. She's also super sassy and very independent.
Like me.
She spends most of her time with her cousins, not with her mom. She only hangs out with mom when she's hungry. Oh my gosh. She is the cutest little thing ever. She really is. She's gonna be a beautiful girl just like her mom. Her mom's quite a
Oh, look at
beauty.
the jack-o'-lantern.
It's me.
Now over to the left, you're
Look
going to
at the
see a
little
cave. Go to the right
baby.
of the cave in the shade. There's brown, black, and white calico-looking dogs called painted dogs laying there. They also go by the names African wild dog and African hunting dog. One of the most successful hunters on the planet, teamwork is the key to their success. In the dog family, African wild dogs are most closely related to foxes.
Oh,
Then
and we
have
have
my favorite
cattle over
animals, big
here.
brown cattle, great big giant horns. These are Ankole
Damn.
cattle. The bull is the really big solid brown one with the biggest horns. The others are cows. Those horns do for them what a radiator does
at
for a
them.
car. Those horns help
This
them
one's
cool their
moving
blood
over
down
here.
on hot days so they don't overheat. Further back, brown and white antelope or sable antelope, named for that sable
Okay,
brown
guys,
color.
here's the baby
Those are
one.
girls, though. The boys get darker as they age. Then we have a nice view of mama and baby giraffe there. Now, when that
Oh my
baby was
God.
born, mom did not lay down to give birth. Baby giraffe dropped from an approximate 5 foot height. Thankfully, they're really tough babies. By the time they're about an hour old, they are up and following mom around. Strange looking cones of earth popping up everywhere are termite mounds,
Okay.
but not the kind of termites that eat your house. African termites spend most of their lifetime.
Oh, look at this one
inside
sitting
those
here all
mounds.
sassy.
Now I've got some tannish gray antelope over to our left.
I like this
The
one.
really big one is the male. These are eland. Eland are Africa's largest antelope. Big male like him is going to stand 6 feet
Look at
tall
that
shoulder,
one.
weigh about 2,000 pounds. This is an adolescent female. She's not quite fully grown on the left, but she'll be about half the size of the male. And then this giraffe laying down is actually one of 3 adolescent males in the herd that are about 2 years old. 2 years ago, we had 3 boys. It was basically every 2 weeks we had a mom drop a baby. It was a lot of fun. Those boys are now the giraffe equivalent to teenagers. They won't be fully grown for another 2 years. And they'll end up much larger than any of the girls. I see wildebeest up ahead, but I think I also see more giraffes, so if you haven't gotten a good shot yet, don't worry.
Bye, Disney World Adventures.
It's a nice view of that male eland. You'll notice he's got plants on his head. That's on purpose. Male eland decorate their horns to attract females. If the girls like it, they leave it alone and they hang out with him. If they don't like it, they rip it off his head and he has to try again.
Wow.
I like it.
He's usually really good at creating his little plant crowns. The girls usually want to hang out with him quite frequently. He's a good boy. Over to the right on the hillside, I've got some gray animals. These are white-bearded wildebeest. Wildebeest are part of one of the largest animal migrations left on Earth. When they migrate across the Serengeti, their herds number
Look
in
at
the
this
tens of
giraffe up
thousands.
here. He's
We've got
eating.
more giraffe coming up on the left.
This is a good day for the giraffes.
Known to be the tallest land animals, giraffe can be up to 20 feet tall, and they have the exact same number of bones in their neck that you and I have
at
in our
that
necks.
one.
Theirs are just a whole lot bigger. Look at these are females. And there's
They're
a
just
male in the back.
multiplying.
The name giraffe is actually Arabic in origin. Loosely translated to English, giraffe means one who walks with grace.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I see the elephant too.
Yeah, it looks like we're heading into elephant country. I see some elephants up ahead. Let's get you guys closer to them. We're actually going to drive by 2 different watering holes. I'm going to try to find as many elephants as I can for you today. The first 2 I see coming up on our right are a mother and son, a part of a herd that I've been tracking. This is mom that's looking at us. Her son's a little further over. I might have to drive further up to get you a better view of him. You would never guess it was Halloween, would you?
Yeah, right?
All the animals love pumpkins, though. Except for the carnivores. To them, it's just a toy. Okay, so that's a mama elephant over to our right. Over to our left, near the termite mound. Keep an eye on them. They're moving around, so they're a little harder to see. You might catch sight of some brown monkeys called mandrills. Mandrills are Africa's largest monkey. The males can weigh about 100 pounds. The one I saw just ducked behind the mound.
Yeah, they're like in the bushes. Oh, yep, there they go.
Oh.
I know.
Now so we got mama elephant. Let me see if I can get you a view of her son. He's about 8 years old.
Mama
Would be the
elephant.
equivalent to our kids in middle school. There he is.
Oh,
Now,
I've never
herds of
seen it
elephants are
over
made up
here.
of females and their youngsters, and for the most part, all the females in the herd will be related to each other because mothers and daughters often spend their whole lifetime together. The boys, on the other hand, get kicked out of the herd when they become teenagers for getting too pushy. The
Oh.
boys will then either live on their own or hang out with a bunch of other boys. Wow, this bridge looks like it's seen better days. Okay, I've had some trouble with this bridge in the past. I'm going to try crossing my fingers this time. Let's see if that helps us out at all. Oh,
This
it's
sounds
stronger
this
than
sounds
it
good.
looks.
Oh my gosh.
All right, goodness, let me get us out of this bridge before anything else happens. Is everybody okay? All right, let's go see if we can find just some more elephants.
Right, Dan? Mom, Dan said that bridge is always bad. Surely Disney has enough money to fix it.
Researchers are studying elephants and how they communicate with one another in an effort to better understand exactly what elephants need to survive. Turns out a lot of what elephants say to each other we cannot hear. It's infrasonic or below the human level of hearing. Those infrasonic sounds can travel pretty far, and one elephant can be talking to another elephant up to 5 miles away.
Wow.
Oh yeah, here's the rest of the herd.
Yeah. Let's see if we see the baby.
The little baby.
Okay, the elephant closest to us is an adult female. Back behind her is one of her daughters. She's about 9 years old now. She'd be like a middle school kid as well. Oh, look by mom. On the other side of her, that's her baby that's nursing from her right now. See her legs on her. Baby's a little girl. Oh, there's her face. There she is. She's done nursing. She's going to be 2 years old in December. She already weighs about 1,500 pounds. She was just over 300 pounds when she was first born. Mom weighs 7,000 pounds. She's got a long ways to go. Now that baby's going to be a baby till she hits about 5 years of age. That's when they usually stop nursing from mom. Then they become adolescents or juveniles like her big sister till their mid-teens when most elephants reach adulthood. They can live into their 70s, although 55 to 65 is a bit more common for an elephant. This beauty is my favorite. This is the matriarch or leader of the herd. The matriarch is usually the oldest female, and her memories will help to keep the herd alive. She'll remember where to find food and water, even during times of drought. That old saying
that was
an
pretty.
elephant never forgets is actually true.
That was so cool.
Coming up on our left, we've got greater flamingo hanging out with some white ibis. Greater flamingo are the largest but lightest pink of all flamingo species. They get their coloration from the brine shrimp that they eat. It's the carotene in the shrimp that turns their feathers pink. The smaller white birds with the long red beaks are local birds called white ibis. You'll see them just about everywhere. They'll steal your French fries if you're not looking. Coming up on our left, I've got a table that was set up by the reserve warden. He's reminding us to keep an eye out for any unusual activity in the reserve. Now, we haven't had a poacher problem in a long time.
Oh, they're
and the warden wants
moving.
to keep it that way. We've got white rhinoceros coming up on our left. Much larger than black rhinos. White
I've never
rhinos
seen
can
them
weigh
up and
over
moving.
5,000 pounds. Black rhinos tend to be solitary. White rhinos are much crashes. I love a good crash of rhymes. Keep an eye out for more. They're not the only ones.
I know, wasn't that so cool? Yeah, I think it's the weather. Just, it's nice weather right now.
Great smile. Megan.
Don't see any cheetahs.
The next animals I want to show you are going to be really tricky to see. They've got some seriously good camouflage going on right now. We're going to go way back to the left. There's a log kind of leaning on one of the trees back there. Behind it and to the left of it, there's a couple of cheetah laying there.
It's in between those two trees.
Let me see if I pull up a little more, I might be able to get us a better view. Now, cheetah are the fastest land animals. They can run at speeds of over 60 miles an hour, but only for really short distances. Cheetah prefer to hunt during the day. They do not have good night vision. And they're the only big cats that do not have retractable claws. When you look at a cheetah paw, it's a lot like looking at a dog's paw, and that aids in traction when they're running at high speed.
Thanks, Haley.
Looks like we made it to the Kopi. Kopi's going to be this big rocky outcropping coming up on our left.
Kilimanjaro safari.
Now this Kopi is home
This has
to a
actually been
small
like a
pride
really
of
good
lions,
safari.
And we've got a male lion
I
laying
see a
on the
lion
edge of
up
the Kopi
there.
near the tree with the fruit on it.
Look at that little face.
Now,
Look at
this
that.
is
You
what
can kind of
lions
see
do
it.
for about 18
Look at that
to 20
little
hours out of the day.
face.
Lions prefer to do much of their hunting at night. It's cooler, easier to sneak up on your food in the dark, plus they have really good night vision. Let me see if I can get you another view of him. Keep an eye out for a couple of lionesses. I usually see them with him, but there's a cave over there they like to sleep in when it starts to get hot.
Simba.
Now, I don't expect much activity out of them until closer to sunset. We are running safaris all the way up to 7:30 tonight. If you get a chance, come back and see us again.
Let's do a safari at night one time.
Dark brown and white antelope in the tall grasses there, that's a bontebok. Very rare, only found in protected reserves. Bontebok used to be hunted for their fur. Now that they're protected, they're starting to recover. If you swing around, we'll see if we can get you another view of the bontebok and the white rhino. Keep an eye out for any of those girl lions.
Hi, Says.
I think they've gone into the cave. I don't blame them, that's where I'd go.
Same.
It's hot, it's cooler in the cave. Oh, I've got a warthog over to the left. See the big bush over there? He's laying just in front of it in the sun.
Oh, I see it. He's over there.
Warthogs are Africa's largest burrowing mammals. They use
hard
their
to
nose
see.
and tusks to root up the dirt, take nice big burrows that they'll sleep in during the night. Okay, we're gonna have those white rhinos and that grouping of bontebok again over to our right. And I'm sure some of you have already guessed, white rhinos are not named for the color of their skin. It's actually a mistranslation. Their name comes from the Afrikaans word "weit," meaning wide, refers to the rhino's wide grazing mouth. It was accidentally translated to white and the name stuck. We've also got ostrich eggs on the ground to the right. Largest egg made by a bird takes about 18 to 24 chicken eggs to be the same size as one ostrich egg. Now they will leave their eggs alone for short periods of time. The eggs are really hard to get into. The shell can be up to a 1/4 inch thick. There's a couple more warthogs to our left. Right here, enjoying that sunshine.
It's Pumbaa.
Those are the girls, the other one we saw was the boy. We're heading into the Magadi Glen. This area of the reserve is known for its geothermal activity, although as of late the geysers have been pretty quiet.
I know, right, Ardons? I think it's been a really long time since the ostrich eggs hatched.
Over to the right, I've got a couple of large black and white birds called
Hey, Corey.
yellow-billed stork. Now, these stork are strictly carnivorous. They'll eat anything they can catch. Farmers love them because they're great pest control. Like most large birds, like storks and cranes, they tend to mate for life. And then coming up on our left, I've got a beautiful brown and white antelope called a scimitar horned oryx. Gets his name because his horns are shaped like scimitar swords, and those horns can get 4.5 feet long. A desert dweller, oryx can go up to 9 months without drinking any water. They'll get all the moisture they need from the plants they eat. Desert dwelling animals are awesome. They have some really cool adaptations that help them survive in very hot, very dry climates. This does end our safari. I hope you got to see.
You guys will have to let me know if, like, how the live stream went. This was the first time I.
Western lowland gorillas, hippos from under the water, meerkats, zebras, and one of my favorite animals, the naked mole rats. Oh yeah, you haven't lived to seen a naked mole rat. You gotta go check them out. They're actually really cool little animals. Here in Africa though, we don't like to say goodbye. Instead we say kwaherini, which means go well. So kwaherini, everyone.
Kwaherini!
Make sure you look around, gather up all your personal belongings. Once again, my name was Crispy. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You did an awesome job.
Yes, thank you.
Some friends, everybody
Really
walk
awesome.
right inside, doors sliding open, double check your rows, and watch
Thank
step down.
you.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
Come see us again if you get a chance.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully, oh, that's my friend Catherine. Hi. Hopefully, we'll do some more live streams later. But yes,